Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I want to talk a bit about the Division 1. In these recent weeks, there's been a lot of fear, concern, and just overall anxiety surrounding the game. Now, to some of you, that might be of no surprise. Perhaps you've been one of those concerned individuals. And to some, this may come as a complete surprise and you have no idea what I'm talking about. So, in this video, I want to simply recap the situation, explain why people are feeling the way they are at the moment, and update everyone on what we know. But then also go one step further and lay out why I do not believe there is any cause for concern, at least with what we know right now. So if that sounds good, then settle in and we'll get right to it. And if you enjoy updates and coverage across the Division franchise like this, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's go. So this all started back closer to the beginning of 2024. As we rolled into the new year, many began asking the question of when can we expect to get the global event calendar for the Division 1 for 2024. Now if you didn't know, yes, at least up until recently, the Division 1 has continued to cycle through its 6 global events throughout the years. Here's an example picture of the GE calendar that they released for the first half of 2023. So, fairly, people assumed that one would be coming for 2024, that was until it didn't. And as January went on, I believe the normal slot for the next event to begin would have been in the last few days of January. Nothing happened in-game, no GE calendar was released, and there was radio silence from Ubisoft about the whole deal. At this point, some people began to get a bit concerned, thinking, okay, well, is there going to be any more global events for the Division 1? What's happening? After a while, we did finally get word on the situation from the Division team. I will put a picture up on screen from the latest communication we had about it. I believe this one was from February 15th. And basically what they've said is we can't share any details, we cannot confirm when or if there will be a resolution, but we are looking into the issue of the Division 1 currently having no global event rotation. So there you go, in case you had not seen their communications on it, they are looking into the issue. Despite this, however, and regardless of their messaging, I have seen many draw the conclusion, and a comment I saw just the other day is really what pushed and prompted me to make this video, is people saying even if they do fix it, this is an indication that the Division 1's days are numbered and that they're preparing to shut down the servers. Now, we are going to get into why I do not believe that to be the case, but as a refresher, if you did not know, it's true. The Division 1 as a game only remains playable and functional due to Ubisoft's maintenance and upkeep of its online servers and infrastructure. This is why you're required to have an internet connection at all times of play. Now, the reason it's set up like this does actually relate to the game's design itself. And that's because they've structured things like AI behavior, loot generation, reset timers, and a lot of that is handled with cloud-based processing, which therefore frees up space on the hardware. Now those are in very layman terms, I'm sure someone smarter than me could explain it a lot better than that. But in essence, they constructed the game so that it's able to function the way that it does since they can offload so many of those processes to the cloud. Does that mean it would be impossible for them to rework that and make the Division playable fully offline? I have no idea. It's probably not impossible, but the frank answer is that I don't think that is ever going to happen. Doing so would likely require a lot of work, time, and money to be invested, and Division 1 just doesn't have the players, nor I think the current day appeal to warrant that investment from Ubisoft. So that means that, yes, at the end of the day, our access to the Division 1 as a game is fully dependent on Ubisoft's continued support of its servers. And if they were to one day decide to turn those servers off, we would lose access to the game forever. That's certainly an uneasy thought to process, and it's absolutely a very serious concern. And that's one of the main reasons why I was compelled to make this video because, like I said, many believe that that reality is on its way soon, primarily because of what is going on with the GEs. I think another compounding factor, though, is the fact that we also recently learned about how The Crew, another Ubisoft title from the 2010s, is having exactly this happen to it. After March 31st of this year, that game will no longer be accessible, period. So, yes, understandably, people are anxious that the same fate could await the Division 1 someday, and like I said, many are convinced this is happening soon, given with what we're seeing with the global event situation. Now, I want to say right now, I do not know why the global event situation is happening, I don't know what caused it, I don't know what might be taking them so long to investigate, as they say, and at the end of the day, I don't know if they will actually return. But, what I do have at least a good amount of confidence in saying is that I do not believe the Division 1 will be shutting down anytime soon. And there's two distinct reasons for that I want to go over that should, hopefully, put some people at ease. The first is because of the franchise's planned cross-game rewards. Now, if that doesn't ring a bell, it was a program that Ubisoft announced at Division Day last year. Here's the photo they released for it. I'll also link the dedicated website they made for it down in the description. Basically, what it is a system designed to reward you in each Division game for having played each other Division game. So as it lays out here, playing Division 2 and Heartland will net you rewards in Resurgence, playing Resurgence and Heartland will net you rewards in Div 2, and the important part to this discussion, playing Division 2, Resurgence, and the Division 1 will net you rewards in Heartland. So at a minimum, I believe this indicates that the Division 1 is safe for, let's say, at least a year after the launch of Heartland and Resurgence, when this program will go active. But this leads me into my second point and why I'm more confident for far beyond a year's time. It's simply the fact that their goal right now is to establish the Division as a brand. No longer are they looking at the franchise as a single game commodity, but they have their AAA live service flagship, they've got the experience on mobile, they're entering the free-to-play market, there's a bunch of transmedia stuff in the works. And while it's not impossible to successfully carry that out if they were to make the original building block inaccessible, I would find it incredibly misguided if they were to revoke access to the original Division game while still trying to continually build off of its success and the lore that it established. And that's really what it comes down to here for those worried about what happened with The Crew. All due respect to The Crew, but it ain't no Division 1. Tom Clancy's The Division is one of Ubisoft's greatest triumphs. It held the record for the highest selling new IP of all time in gaming for 6 years until Elden Ring dethroned it in 2022. I'm telling you guys, with my heart and soul, Division 1 is perfectly safe. Now, does that mean forever? No. There will come a day when we can no longer explore those snowy streets of Manhattan, but I believe that will be many, many years from now, if not a decade or more. So I hope this all helped in allowing people to better comprehend what is happening with the Division 1 right now, understand people's concern with the situation, and also shine more light on the true reality of the situation. But hopefully you can also see where I'm coming from when I say that there's really not much reason to worry. Now, once again, I don't have a crystal ball, anything could happen, but I think in a few months' time we'll have our Division 1 global events back, and everything will be back to normal. So, hopefully that is the path forward that we see. That is about everything that we set out to cover though. Folks, any thoughts or things you want to add on to the discussion for this, I implore you to leave them down below, would love to read through it. And that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Ow.